set up the content, auto schedule, go. What's going on, everyone? You're watching Emeroy TV, and today is Biz Tuesday. That means that I'm sharing with you guys the best social media marketing tips that me and my company Vision Paradox are doing with our clients, so that way you guys can grow your online brand, your tech startup, or your small business. Alright, so today we're going to be taking a quick dive into Hootsuite. It's probably one of our least favorite scheduling platforms because of, to be honest, it feels a little clunky to me, and it feels not all over the place, but it just doesn't feel as user friendly. The UX just feels weird for some reason. I mean, we still use it because it does the job for certain aspects that Onlypult or later couldn't do. But yeah, anyways, let's dive right into it. Alright, so when you go into hootsuite.com, this is free. Don't let this intimidate you. Don't go here, don't click that, or compare plans. You can go to sign up. It shows you here. There's also a $9.95 option instead of a $30 option. I'm really trying to help out the people who are on a budget here. So you can just go down here and limited free plan, sign up now. That's where you want to go to create your account. They really do a great job in keeping that hidden because I'm pretty they want to push for people to actually buy the product. So it's pretty straightforward signing up. I'm just gonna log into my account right now. Yeah, okay. Right off the bat, it feels kind of overwhelming, I know, because there's a lot of information or a lot of stuff coming at you all at once. You already saw it's a free scheduling software, but it's limited to only 3 social networks. I originally had my LinkedIn connected to this, but for demo sake, just in case I did anything, I linked back my Instagram. The setup is fairly straightforward. Sign up through email, Facebook, Gmail. Connect your social links and then go. What you're looking at here are in this little dashboard is all the streams that you can have. So you can have about 10 max at what you're looking at. One of the advantages I think this thing has is that it has access to all the networks. Onlypult's only good for Instagram. Later is great for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. Very visual platforms. But this, just gonna show you real quick. If you go to add social network, yeah, this has access to everything from Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and even freaking Google Plus. I don't know who still uses that. So I mainly use this for Twitter and LinkedIn. Majority of it is Twitter because I can monitor the conversations and the engagement on Twitter better than I personally think on the platform itself. While I do schedule content on later for Twitter, but that's just the visual part. You can do the same thing here, but while I'm scheduled, if I'm going to be scheduling content for Instagram, I might as well schedule it for. And with this, I just have an opportunity to engage, to schedule out things to retweet, things to reply, people to reply to, and be able to be more consistent on Twitter. Much easier here because with Twitter, you're allowed to be a little louder, or you have flexibility to post more than just once. For example, with Instagram, if you post way too much on one day, you're going to be viewed as spammy. But with Twitter, if you post even like 5 times a day, it's totally normal because there's so much conversation going on there. You can see the different things that I have. Here's the scheduled content I have. Here's the topics that they're talking about Twitter, how to dance, hashtags. So what I like about Twitter is that it not only monitors hashtags, it monitors topics. And with this, you can also look at the mentions, like the people who are talking to you. And if you have lists on Twitter, I have a list of entrepreneurs that I follow. It feels a little overwhelming because there's a lot of stuff coming at you all at once. But generally, when you set up the account for the first time, this is how it generally looks like. When I create a new tab, test. This is how it looks like the first time. And it kind of gives you an idea of what you want to create first. And it shows you which capabilities it has. And because of the new Data Protection Act, a handful of things that were available before aren't anymore. So for example, with Instagram, so the Instagram Whitelist dashboard was pretty much streams of people we've created relationships with over time, so that way I can continue engaging with their content. But because of the new Data Protection Act, I don't have that anymore. So Instagram's limited you to only like hashtags, your scheduled posts. Yeah. So this is like, it's one of those things, guys. Just one of those things. Going back to this This is generally what it looks like at first. Nothing overwhelming. You kind of create your own overwhelm in a sense. So depending on what you want to do, engage with your audience. So see the mentions, reply to people. This is the main thing I do. I engage with people there. So you can expand your audience. So you can listen for keywords. You know, that's kind of what I do as well. Except I just keep everything in one stream. So, or you can have everything all at once. No, I don't generally do that. But for these two, I keep everything on just this one area and just went crazy with it. Like I said, you can see the different hashtags I'm paying attention to. All right, so on the top is where you can schedule your content. You can star which accounts you like, which is your favorite, and you can pin it so to make sure that it's always selected when you're going to schedule content. So this is where you write your captions. Okay, and you can schedule images here by clicking on this. And the thing is that I love is that it gives you access to the Google Drive if you have content on there, or you can schedule something directly to YouTube, which is great if you're trying to schedule to YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. You can either choose file or you can do drag drop. Just gonna pick a random photo. There you go. And with the adding of the location, it doesn't exactly let you pick where the photo is taken. All it does is it just takes where you currently are located, and I don't generally want to do that, so I'm good. But this is targeting, so it allowed you to target specific options, but again, because of the Data Protection Act, you can't do that anymore. So with this is if you have a link. Let's go Emeroy.com, which is currently isn't active, and you can just shrink it and it creates into their own custom vanity URL. Don't really use that either. I use bit.ly because I already have a whole bunch of links in there, and it just makes it easier to keep track of all my bit.ly short links in one area. My favorite part about this is the auto schedule feature. Okay, so let's go here, click on the little calendar button. You can schedule it yourself, you know, if you know your peak times, but I prefer doing this, the auto scheduling, because Hootsuite just schedules it out for you. Just set up the content, auto schedule, go, and to bring it up to another level, depending on how frequent you want to post. On Twitter, I aim to post like at least generally 5, because whenever I'm scheduling for a particular social network, I change the auto schedule settings. I go for 5 every single day between 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. Because again, like I said, with Twitter you can post a lot more, but with LinkedIn, I'd probably switch it up and just turn it to less, and just put it to 3 messages every day. So that's one of my favorite parts about using Hootsuite. So when it comes to video size limit, you can upload video on this. There's certain limitations. Twitter, I think the biggest limitation actually is Twitter, with file size of 512 megabytes, at least 2 minutes and 20 seconds long, or that's the longest actually. It can't be any wider than 1280. It can't be any taller than 1024, so that 1024 pixels. So that's what I think kind of sucks in terms of the video size limit. And in terms of Instagram and Facebook, no real limit here. I mean, I don't think any of you guys are going to be posting 1 gigabyte videos and 30-minute pieces of content on this. It's like a documentary or a movie. But yeah, this is the only thing that holds things back, because that means I have to freaking create a separate video file just for Twitter. Yeah, that's pretty much how you can create content on there real quick. I'm not gonna schedule this because it's kind of a weird photo. Let's go on to the next one. A lot of other stuff here kind of requires you to have the upgraded plan. So let's go to the publisher. I like this one as well, especially on the paid version. But this is great for reviewing all the scheduled posts that you have. It shows it as a list, okay, and the social platforms that it's going to be on. And if you have the upgraded paid version, you can view it on the daily, month, or weekly, only if you have the upgraded plan. But there's kind of a workaway around that. I was just kind of playing with this morning. You go to past scheduled, and then you just move forward a week, and you can see it as a calendar view, and you can drag and drop and move things around. That's your workaround to be able to see your content on a weekly view. I think you can. Oh, there you go. Look at this. I just found a workaround for you not to have to use a paid version. So this allows you to see the upcoming content that you have scheduled. For those of you who like seeing things in a calendar format, here you go. Now with the required approvals, expired approvals, rejected, this is pretty much if you're working with an organization within Hootsuite that's been created. Never really used this. We use a different process at Vision Paradox, so never really used this, so I can't really say much on it. Boost, I think this is almost like Facebook boosting. I don't really use this as well, so I'm being very upfront with you guys. We use Hootsuite for very little outside of Twitter. So analytics, this is great if your plan is upgraded. So that's that. Assignments, again, working with an organization. App directory, this is one of the things I find impressive with Hootsuite, is that you can have other plugins to help improve your experience with Hootsuite. But again, I don't use it. And tools, this is where you can learn how to use Hootsuite properly like a pro. Partner programs, I'm pretty sure that's probably affiliate marketing right there. Downloading the mobile app for your Android or iOS devices, extensions for either Firefox or Chrome. So that's it. It's a pretty straightforward scheduling platform that allows you to schedule on all platforms. I think that's the biggest benefit of it. So what we like about it on Vision Paradox is that you can track conversations on your platform. It's I really love the auto scheduling feature, and I like that you can schedule on all the platforms. So Onlypolt, one of the scheduling platforms we use, was only great for Instagram, but it was an Instagram scheduling beast with, you know, one small thing that kind of irked us, which is we sacrificed video quality, in which, because of that compression, you lose a good amount of that. While I like being able to track the conversations, I'm not the biggest fan of the dashboard. It almost feels like that one scene from Bruce Almighty when he starts trying to answer prayers and a whole barrage of, you know, people talking at you at once. And I'm definitely not a fan of the Twitter video file size limit. Again, that means I have to render out a completely different version just for Twitter. Not a fan of the fact that it doesn't have a media library just like Later. I'm a huge fan of Later's content library. That means you upload everything all at once. There's no video size limit. There's no file size limit. You just upload it and it just matches it to the appropriate platform, which is what I love. So for Hootsuite and Onlypolt, there is no media library. That means you have to constantly re-upload. And with Later, I feel like I'm like being a spokesperson. It's like none of the scheduling platform content I'm making is sponsored or paid or anything like that. I just really have that preference of labeling it and seeing which content you didn't use. For Hootsuite and Onlypolt, if you have a huge content library, I recommend you guys having. It can be confusing on what you have used and what you haven't yet. I personally like using Hootsuite for scheduling engagement content on Twitter, like retweets, replies, and I also like using it for LinkedIn because it's the only software I think that actually lets you schedule on LinkedIn. So if you guys like this video, make sure you hit like, subscribe, share this with friends who you think might benefit from it, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. In love with you. Baby, you're the one for me.